Winter is a challenging time to be an angler, especially here in the Midwest, where we don't get any hard water. The fishing just gets really slow. So to combat that, today we're meeting up with John Dalton from Creek Fishing Adventures to head south to Reelfoot Lake, Tennessee, which is a famous lake for the fact that it was formed by an earthquake in the early 1800s and is technically the only natural lake in Tennessee. This beautiful cypress swamp is notorious for awesome crappie fishing, and so we're taking the PDL Pro out for the very first time to see if we can catch some crappie and maybe even some bass and escape that colder northern winter that I'm accustomed to this time of year. So we just rolled up to a famous crappie lake. You heard that right, a famous crappie lake. It's packed. Everyone's either crappie fishing or duck fishing, I don't know. But we're gonna get our Old Town Pro rigged out. We've never taken this out before, so I gotta kind of set it up before we even consider launching. I think I'm actually gonna launch with just the pedal drive and not run the battery today because we don't have a ton of daylight, so it doesn't really seem to make sense to throw the trolling motor on. You can see my truck is loaded with stuff, so tons of stuff in there. It's warm though. It's like almost 70 degrees today. I think we'll just wear these. We're not gonna be wading today. It's gonna be, hopefully, if we are, we're gonna be having a problem. The ditch side.
All right, we're gonna just throw around real quick in this ditch, just to see if we catch anything real fast before we get out there. There's some duck hunters. This is a duck hunting area.
Yeah. It's been a long time, long time since I've been out in pedal drives, but we're both out in a pedal drive. But we are taking the Old Town Pro out for the first time. A lot of duck hunters out today, so we're kind of giving them the leeway. The sun is setting, so we got about 2 hours to fish and just kind of explore this famous crappie lake. Crappie. So we're loaded with BFS. I'm gonna see if I can get a big one on BFS. I've had some good luck in the past with BFS on crappie lures, but we'll see. I see there's a channel out here.
Out there?
You see those markers? Look at that bald eagle. It's about nesting season for them. They nest early in the year. I'm gonna throw this jerkbait around. Give me a good excuse to count on. It's like 5-6 feet deep right here. So this is like a little hole. Ooh, something just bumped that. I swear there was a bump. I wasn't even like going. This is like a deep little bowl. Oh, dang.
What is that?
It was right behind me.
I heard it.
That was big. I'm going. It's probably carp. I don't know what that was. It looked like a striper.
Well, the views were worth coming out here for, but we have not got a bite. Now, when we were putting in, we talked to a guy, he said this is a duck fishing area. He's like, you got to go over there to fish, but we were already here. We wanted to give it a try. And I think it was worth, Jake, was it worth coming out here just for these views? The sun's setting, it looks awesome. I'll probably show a bunch of that B-roll stuff.
So yeah, the fish were not cooperating on this first little foray into Reelfoot Lake. We got on the water about 3, had some awesome views, but no bites. And unfortunately, it ends in a minor disaster. That big old crappie. I'm gonna catch one that big today. It's like a 300-pounder. All right, check this out. This lake is becoming one of the signature lakes. Tennessee is doing a program that's very similar to what they do in Texas, where they breed superfish. So they're basically putting, the fish that they know are genetically superior into these lakes so that they'll become trophy lakes. And that's Tennessee's version of the share lunker program, essentially. Just a little bit different twist, but it's sponsored by Bill Dance, where they're taking extra time to make these lakes good. So that's kind of cool. Maybe Reelfoot will someday be a trophy bass fishery. So first time out in the PDL, we're at a lake notorious for destroying props. We broke our prop in the first 2 hours of using this kayak. These are designed to fail. They break to protect the drive, but on the bright side, I've got this quick release knob on there, which I've owned for probably 10 years. This is why you always carry a spare prop. Hold on. Oh no, did I bend the pen?
No, it just gotta come off. Feel like it just gotta kind of come off straight. But...
All right. So yeah, prop off. We're gonna swap it out. But do we have an extra prop? That's the real question. Okay, so I just got this, so I didn't have time to buy a spare prop. I literally just got it. But John, on the other hand, has an extra prop right here, which one of the cool things about the PDL Pro is it's actually got a spot for a spare prop. So we're gonna put that on, courtesy of John. Hopefully we don't break any more. That's a pretty cool aspect of the PDL Pro, is it's got a designated spot for an extra prop. And another thing, you should always carry extra shear pins, because if these bend, you can't get it to fit in there. So you want to have a couple extra shear pins, an extra prop. And I've always liked this. All right, so prop on. That's why I always suggest these knobs. The PDL Pro does come with a quick change knob, but I find that this one from, what is this, Navari kayak?
Yeah, and it floats.
Yeah, it floats. So look at that, brand new prop, old one. We'll keep it just in case, because you never know. You could break it and have nothing. You got a paddle back, so. So we are exploring some canals here. We're on Reelfoot Lake for day 2. Day 1 was just kind of a little exploratory mission, and today is the real fishing, but we've made a few casts, traveled a long way, but we haven't really run into any fish, mostly because we're trying to find the right areas. This is a tricky little lake. I've fished a lot of these around me, and it's always been kind of tough this time of year. So we're gonna see what we can get into. There's a lot of duck hunters though, so it kind of limits where you can go, because you got to give those guys their space. I always say they can only duck hunt for a certain part of the year, so fishermen should not get in their way when they're out there in their blinds, because this is their time. Our time is all year. But anyways, we're gonna see if we can find some duck hunt free areas and hopefully get on some fish. I like the way the sun's beating on the cypress tree. I think that's one of those ducks that like make noise,
Like just a bunch of rattling.
like splash in the water.
Bunch of
Oh,
yeah,
I mean, I can tell you. Dude, those are real birds. Dude, we gotta get over there. Those are like real. We gotta get this on video. It's like pelicans. We gotta get our ghillie suit on and like crawl through the grass to get the perfect shot. You're gonna come around the corner and say boom, boom, boom. Oh!
oh my goodness.
Look at all those pelicans. Dude, there's got to be crappie in this. This is like perfect.
Yeah.
The thing is this jerkbait I got tied on, I catch so many crappie on this big jerkbait. I probably caught more crappie on this jerkbait than an actual crappie lure. Cause like in the river, I'll throw this junior,
Yeah,
and I'll just tear them up. It's like every cast once you find them. So it may not look like it in the video, but we made a lot of casts and caught absolutely nothing. So we're actually going to go back to the ramp, pull out, and go to a different spot that we got some intel on that might be pretty good this time of year. And when we roll up, we see a lot of boats. So that's how we knew that maybe finally we would catch a fish. I saw so many fish on the sonar.
everywhere?
Yeah, there's a lot more here. It's deeper here. Like it's like closer to 6 feet coming through there. No, definitely not.
Crappie or bass?
A little bit of both. The crappie weren't really cooperating, so I've been tossing out a spinnerbait a bit. They caught John. They finally figured out where he was, and they had to send in the big guns.
So you got my fishing hole.
They got ya.
Just give up the fish.
We are straight up skunking. Straight up have not caught a fish. I still seem to not be able to figure out these types of lakes like Caddo, Bistineau, even my home lakes. We have a ton of cypress up there off the Mississippi River in those back channels, and here we are on Reelfoot Lake. Beautiful. Water temps are in the low 50s. Perfect. Can't buy a bite. And we keep doing that. You keep crashing in the stumps. Oh man, I'm glad I didn't bring a motor. I'm actually out here in the PDL Pro for the first time without a motor. So we are trying to make the best of it. And we hit yet another stump. We are trying to make the best of it. I have confidence that if we find the right areas, we can at least catch some small bass, but John hasn't caught any either. So it's been hard. And everyone I've talked to has said that they've been struggling a little bit, so I'm kind of wondering if I should have brought the live scope.
Especially if we do like New River.
Yep. I think it's a bass. It is a bass. Oh, dude, it's a giant spotted gar. Can you bring me your net?
What do you want?
It's a gar.
Oh. Well, Jake found out how to catch them. Got the big fish, right? What do you got again?
Spotted gar.
Oh.
I don't want to lose him.
You gotta land something today.
Put him in your net. Oh my god.
he like flexed over there.
There we go. Oh, there goes the paddle. Alright, first fish. Alright, like I said earlier, you just gotta stay positive. We caught our first fish of 2026, and it is a trophy, let me tell you. A trophy. First fish of 2026, and it is a fine specimen here. I guess that's a spy gar, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Came all this way for a fish I could catch right by my house. All thanks to deeper sonar. All right, so we caught that gar on the new micrograph shad, which is hilarious. But the reason why I'm showing you is you can see this is still good, but watch this. The gar broke the hook when he rolled, and I still was able to land him because the plastic was holding the hook on to the gar. That was crazy, but yeah, there you go, Z-Man Plastics. They outlived the hook. Dude, I can't believe he broke the hook.
That's the first fish we out in the world.
I don't think I've ever caught a spotted gar. That was a spotted gar. Right?
I think it was a spotted gar.
They're hard to tell because the short nose get spots too.
Yeah, it's either that or a short nose. So
we finally caught our first fish of 2026, and while the sun is setting, we decided to explore some back channels here. A lot of mud, a lot of dragging through the shallow areas, but man, was the scenery gorgeous. But believe it or not, this kind of concludes the actual video, and this trip did not go how I expected. I didn't even know if I was going to post this video, but some of the scenery was just phenomenal, and we did get a chance to try out the PDL Pro for the first time. Really happy with it. We did break a prop, as you know, we talked about at the beginning of the video, but overall this trip, even though the fishing wasn't good, it was kind of an adventure. It was cool to explore these cypress swamps and get a chance to just be in some warmer weather down here in Tennessee. So I'd definitely love to come back here when it's warmer. We actually stayed an extra third day on this trip, but I ended up not wanting to add this to the video because not much happened. We fished a spillway and we fished a little watershed lake, and equally frustrating. So overall, fun trip, even though we didn't catch a ton of fish, but the PDL Pro finally got broken in a little bit.